Cześć, mam na imię Paweł, mam 23 lata, a w styczniu tego roku pojechałem na Bliski Wschód. Moim celem było dojechać do irackiego Kurdystanu i poznać ludzi oraz tamtejsze tereny. Jestem fotografem, filmowcem, ale przede wszystkim autostopowiczem. I to właśnie z tej perspektywy pokażę Wam mój świat. Świat niezapomnianych kadrów i autostopu. Zapraszam na 19 odcinek tej serii. Dzień dobry, dzień dobry, dzień dobry. Kolejny dzień. Nie ukrywam, ta noc była lepsza od wczorajszej nocy, ale to dalej nie była nie wiadomo jak komfortowa noc. Quality, jakość snu oceniam na 5 na 10. Nie był to mój ulubiony sen. Ale na pewno było dobre to, że nic mi w nocy nie przeszkodziło. Nic mi nie chodziło. Nie musiałem się tym faktem stresować. Przespałem całą noc przy pięknym kanionie. Już wieczorem się lepiej przygotowałem, ponieważ sobie ustawiłem te kolce termiczne, miałem śpiwory, ubrałem się bardzo grubo. Ale o 1:00 w nocy wstałem i musiałem o 1:00 w nocy zagotować wodę do bidonu, który włożyłem do śpiwora. Musiałem sobie włączyć taką grzałkę do obiektywu, którą trzymałem sobie blisko i odpaliłem jakieś dwie takie grzałki do dłoni chemiczne, które działały, powiedzmy, że coś tam dawały, ale nie wiadomo jak bardzo. I te grzałki miałem na klatce piersiowej i do 5:00 rano przespałem. Spałbym dłużej, ale miałem budzik ustawiony i budzik mi zadzwonił o 5:00 rano, który już potem nie byłem w stanie zasnąć. Myślę, że jakbym tego budzika nie odpalał, to bym spokojnie do 6-7 pospał, bo już było spoko, ale na dworze jest zupełnie o wiele zimniej. Jest koło zera, a mój sprzęt myślę, że muszę mieć z 5 stopni minimum. Na dworze musi być z 5 stopni takich solidnych, żeby mi było po prostu komfortowo. Tych 5 stopni brakuje mi do komfortu. Muszę w przyszłym albo w tym roku zainwestować w jakiś porządny śpiwór puchowy. Jakiś porządny. Tylko taki to jest już gruby wydatek. Nie będę niczego żałował. Zobaczmy na nasz poranny widok. No, takich widoków można wstawać i troszeczkę przemarznąć. Chociaż nie powiedziałbym, że marzłem. Bardziej było mi chłodno, ale nie marzłem. Kolejny nowy dzień. Ja już zacząłem tutaj całość już chować. Zaczynam już sobie wszystko dzisiaj chcę sobie wszystko ładnie spakować. O wiele ładniej niż wczoraj, ponieważ wszystko mam w miarę suche i w miarę czyste, więc to jest duży i ogromny plus. I nagrywam takich fragmentów, bo to jest dość jałowe w kontekście historii, a widzicie, że ten film jest na tyle rozbudowany, tyle się tu dzieje, że już to składanie i rozkładanie namiotu już Wam odpuszczę. Poranek nad kanionem Dore był zdecydowanie magiczny. Chmury unoszące się w dolinie oraz fakt, że byłem tu całkiem sam, pozwoliły mi nacieszyć się tym miejscem. Jednak pora już łapać stopa i ruszać dalej. I put my backpack here, okay? Zaraz pass, thank you.
How are you?
Very good. My name is Paweł.
And my name is Aaron. I am fine. Nice to meet you.
It was very... Thank you. It was very nice to meet you.
Thank you. Bro.
Zostałem zaproszony przez doktora na pićku. Ja sobie wziąłem jeszcze ciasteczko, więc potem ktoś mnie zawiezie jeszcze do Barzanu. Elegancko.
Okay, thank you again.
You are welcome. Please you. It was very nice to meet you. Bye bye.
Nice to meet you.
Zaraz pas. I just take my bag. Bye bye. Jadę już do Amedie. Do Amedii mam jakieś godzinę z hakiem. Do Duhoku mam potem drugie tyle. Do Amedii wjadę dosłownie może na godzinę. Przejdę się, wracam. Jadę dalej. Nie mam ochoty jakoś super rzucić. Nie mam dzisiaj, może ochotę może mam, ale jestem bardzo wypruty energetycznie i muszę po prostu wrócić i już odpocząć dzisiaj porządnie, więc być może nawet w ogóle do Amedii nie wjadę. Ale zobaczę, może ją tylko zobaczę tak z daleka. Tak czy siak. Idę i próbuję łapać jakiegoś stopa. Idę sobie właśnie wzdłuż głównej drogi, co jest na dobrą sprawę bez sensu, ale jest z górki, mam w sumie ochotę trochę sobie pochodzić i też dodatkowo trochę cieplej mi będzie jak będę szedł, a nie chcę kurtki wyciągać. I tak sobie idę i jak przyjedzie jakieś auto, to będę zatrzymywał i tak sobie będę szedł, bo w sumie czemu nie? Dla zdrowia trochę pochodzę. I tak po chwili złapałem stopa aż do Duhoku. Jednak kierowca zaproponował, że wjedzie na moment do Amedii, miasta, które zostało zbudowane na wzgórzu ponad 5000 lat temu. Miasto jest otoczone stromymi zboczami, co czyni je naturalną fortecą. Historia Amedii sięga starożytności, a miasto było zamieszkane przez różne cywilizacje, w tym Asyryjczyków, Persów, Rzymian i Arabów. Było ważnym ośrodkiem handlowym i kulturalnym. W Amedii znajduje się wiele historycznych budynków i ruin, w tym starożytne mury miejskie, bramy i meczety. Jednym z najbardziej znanych zabytków jest brama Amedii, która była głównym wejściem do miasta w czasach starożytnych. Tutaj panowie mnie zabrali specjalnie do miasta i pokażą mi parę miejsc, zanim pojedziemy dalej. Thank you so much! Mosul Gate. Wow. Old Road.
Yeah.
To jest stara trasa do miasta.
Here's good. Come here.
Wow. O, to jest właśnie stare wejście do miasta. Nieźle. I ruszyliśmy już w stronę Duhoku. Po drodze mijając mur, na którym namalowany był mural opowiadający historię Kurdystanu. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much for help. To był właśnie mój ostatni autostop w Kurdystanie. Idę właśnie do domu, do Ketlin. No a jestem w miejscu w Duhoku i jutro jadę do Hakkari. Jutro jest autobus o 5:30 bodajże. Z samego rana, więc to dobrze. I jutro będę już jechał do Turcji. Mam lokalizację, mam wszystko, czego potrzebuję. O, właśnie napisze do mnie driver. I wszystko już wiem. Dobra. Fajnie było. Wracamy do Turcji. So we gonna go grab taxi, yeah? Po powrocie razem z Ketlin pojedziemy na punkt widokowy. W tym odcinku będziemy mieli okazję poznać jej historię i dowiedzieć się, czemu Kandyjka zamieszkała właśnie tutaj. Okay, I go front? Wszystkiemu towarzyszyć będzie piękny zachód słońca. To be honest, like when we were talking, I didn't actually even I thought you were just saying that the other guys, they were coming back and then going to the mountains.
I didn't know when they were going.
Yeah, but that's how I understood it. So I was surprised that you are going as well. Like we're going somewhere.
Very often go up to Zara.
because I was actually not even surprised to go out anymore today. And it's so good because everything, like my Kurdistan started with that Duhok and we'll finish with Duhok, and I love it. Poznajcie Kathleen. I'm gonna record if you don't mind. I'm gonna use the chance. That finally we got some moment to talk. I was surprised that you when you said that you were going.
Yeah.
Because you were so busy.
Yeah, but Thursday evenings I can slow down a bit. It just depends on the evening. Yeah, I like being able to bring people up here. I don't go with most of you to very many places. Sometimes I get invited out to dinner or whatever, but or lunch or something. But this is one of those places I really do like to take people.
Yeah, but it's you host so many people, like.
Yeah, but that's why I tend to take people as a group, and then we would just come on up and do it. Because the weather has been so whatever.
Yeah.
And this is probably the first time we've had to do this.
How Canadian women ended up in Duhok?
Ah, right. Okay. Well, I think I'd mentioned to you already that my father was a diplomat.
Yeah.
And so when I was 3, my father was posted to Afghanistan for 2 years, and then we were posted to Iran for 4.5 years, and then we were posted to Latin America. But I'm an engineer, and I ended up actually doing a fair amount of international development work, primarily in Latin America, because having lived in Latin America as a girl, after the Middle East, I speak Spanish. But I signed up with MSF, Médecins Sans Frontières, Doctors Without Borders, and in 2015 they sent me here to Kurdistan, and I was working logistics manager for a couple of camps. One was a camp of Arabs from Anbar province who had fled Daesh, and then here they sent me to Duhok afterwards, and I was logistics manager for a camp of Syrian Kurds. And I said to my husband on one of the Skypes, back in the days when we used to Skype, I said, I really like it here. This is quite familiar. There are things that are very similar to when I was a child. So I went back for the summer, and then I applied for another job in Duhok with actually the Czech NGO out of Prague, People in Need. And initially they said great, I signed the contract, and then they said actually we need people over in Rojava, Kurdish Syria. And I said it's Kurds? And they said yes. So I worked there. I was initially in Kurdistan 2015-2016, and then I worked in Rojava 2016-2017. And at the very end of that contract, my husband died very suddenly. So I was back in Canada for about 1.5 years. But once that was all sorted, I thought, well, there's nothing specifically to keep me in Canada. So I came back.
And you choose Duhok?
Well, I like mountains. So Haller is flat and big, and Duhok is much nicer. And that's where I'd been posted.
Okay.
So, yeah. And this was the major place for a humanitarian.
Okay.
So that is Sharia.
Sure.
So you see the village, and then the white bits there, that is the camp. Okay? And
yeah, I saw on the Google Maps actually.
and you probably went by it.
Yes, I went. Yeah.
So you can't quite see it. There's this hill here, and then there's another hill that direction, and that would be over towards El Kosh in that direction. And Mosul is further that way.
So Mosul is to the left over there.
Yeah, it's over that side.
Okay.
And now the highway, you can see the cars in the haze down there. That's the highway that goes down and then around the corner towards El Kosh and then continues off towards Haller.
Yes, but you told me not to take this road, but to take this small
Yeah,
one
exactly.
that goes
But I'm
over
just
there.
saying, that's the main highway. You can see all the cars on
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
This village is Domiz, and you can see there's lights in the distance against the hill there. That's Domiz camp. That's where I worked
Okay.
when I first came to Duhok. And Domiz village was tiny. It hardly even had any paved roads. But Domiz camp was about 50,000 Syrian Kurds. But I think most of them moved out, and they've made Domiz this huge.
And most of the people in camps there, they run away from ISIS, from war.
Well, there's two types of camps. These the Yazidis, they fled Daesh. They are what are classified as IDPs, internally displaced persons, because they have not crossed a legal border.
Okay.
But those in Domiz, they are Syrian Kurds, and they are refugees because they crossed from Syria into Iraq. So they are classified by the UN.
But they were running away from someone, from something, or?
Well, initially, they came in 2012. They left because of the civil war.
Civil
that
war.
started in 2011.
Okay.
And then more of them came as Daesh was pushing up into
Okay.
the Kurdish areas. But the initial group came earlier than that. But anyway, so the water, you can see, if it were clear, it would go all the way around. I mean, you would see this arc of the reservoir all the way around.
Yeah, it's Tiger, yeah?
That's the Tigris
Tiger.
River, yep.
It's the river we read about in the books.
Yep, it's Tigris, and then way on the other side is the Euphrates.
Yeah. What's your favorite season around Kurdistan? Because I've heard most of the people say spring. Come spring, come spring.
It is beautiful.
And people tell me, don't come in summer, come in spring.
I love summer, but it's easier to get around in spring
Yeah.
because it's just so warm. I mean, I like the warm because I go swimming, but we don't get above 45, so we don't really get hot.
What's the average?
It's usually low 40s here in the summer.
Low 40s.
Yeah,
Nothing.
and it's very dry.
Okay.
I mean, the thing is, you
Okay.
know, we are like 8% humidity or
Okay.
12%.
It's the wet
humidity.
that kills people,
It
yeah?
kills, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have to say, I'd never been in anything above 45 until I was here. And when I was first in Kalar that summer with MSF, it was 52, and our overnight lows were 35. That was too warm. My husband laughed. He said, "Really? You've actually met a temperature that's too warm?" Yeah, 52. And I had just missed the heat wave. It had been 61.
Oh my goodness.
And I was working in the camps. We were installing latrines and things.
And people live in the camps in such a weather.
But that was tough. That was, yeah. I'm drinking like a liter of water every half an hour, and I'm still dehydrated. I would get home
'Cause you were losing 2 liters every 1 liter you drank.
constantly, just sweating. And you know, I'd get home, I was dehydrated. By the morning, I'd be rehydrated, and then you'd go outside, and it was 35 degrees. But anyway, my husband said, "Well, it's a good thing." He said, "You don't have any output." He said, "Because you don't have any latrines yet."
I have one more question.
Yeah.
How did it started that you came up with couchsurfing and started to like giving a place for travelers?
Well, I joined couchsurfing, I don't know, like 2012 or something.
Okay.
A young friend, I mean, I think one of the things about working in international development and in aid is you're working with a lot of young people. So they mentioned it, and I thought, oh, that sounds cool. So I joined up. I didn't use it. I think the first time was 2017.
Okay.
So I was going back to Canada. I stayed with some families in Britain, in London. But I didn't have any place that I could actually host. So it was after I got back to De Hoek and I rented my own house and I could do whatever I wanted.
The one you currently live in?
Yep.
Okay.
And because otherwise I was in guest houses.
Okay.
And those are run, operated by the NGO that you're working for.
Okay.
So you don't have the rights there. So I thought, it'll be nice. Maybe there'll be a few people coming through. Because most of you are transparent. We don't see you. So I had no idea that there were so many people coming through Kurdistan. I just thought, yeah, there'll be a handful. You know, I might get a couple a month, maybe on a good month or something. I had no idea. But I opened up in December of 2019, and right away I had, I think, 3 people here for Christmas, and then I had a few more for New Year's.
You're never alone.
And it wasn't tons, but it was, you know, I was still quite surprised. I thought, really, they're traveling in the winter? And then we had COVID, and everything shut down. But as soon as the airports opened and the borders opened, I started hosting again, and it's been a fairly steady stream ever since.
Okay.
So, and I think the thing is, in De Hoek, there are not that many hosts. There are people who, you know, you can meet up with and stuff, but there just are not that many hosts. Duhok is not that large, and we are.
Hello.
So Duhok is relatively small compared to Haller and Sulemani, and we're quite chill, but it's also a little bit conservative, traditional, I guess you would say, and so there aren't that many places where someone can actually stay. So it ends up being me. And of course, Duhok is the first place over the border from Turkey. This, I mean, other than Zaho, which doesn't have much at all, this is really the start of it, right?
Yeah.
Nadszedł zmrok, a ze szczytu góry widać było morze świateł. Duhok to w końcu ogromne miasto. Mieszka tu około 400 000 osób, a dzięki naszej lokalizacji możemy zobaczyć to miasto w pełnej okazałości.
They're like the British. They complain about the weather almost all the time. They'll say, "Oh, it's too cold. Oh, it's too hot."
What is it here you got?
Fool. It's beans.
Beans.
Yeah. And I love them.
It's like sweet, bitter?
Oh no. I put on a little bit of salt and some curry and some sumac.
Ah, okay. For many people, it's Iraq. You know, it's not they don't differentiate Kurdistan from Iraq. It's just Kurdistan. But you know, for me, I had to come here to fully, like, now I understand the different, like, I understand what PKK is, I understand what the Peshmerga is, I understand what Kurds were Arabs.
Yeah, exactly. And Iranians aren't Arabs either, and they're very sensitive about that. Iranians are not Arabs either, and they're very sensitive about that.
And it's like, it's safe here. It's really safe, like Kurdistan.
Safest place I've ever lived.
Yes, it's like, before I came here, I expected maybe not to see rockets flying over, but I expected to maybe hear some sirens, like warnings, like anything. But
no,
it's like I never left Poland actually.
Yeah. Except we have less crime. I mean,
like you keep your house open all the time.
And most houses are. I mean,
and the cars, like here you just leave your car with your windows open with keys inside, just in case some guy can repark your car.
Yeah, it's not an issue.
Like,
and you've seen the stores, fabric stores, large appliance stores. They leave their stuff out for a week if they've had a shipment that they can't put inside. Tables and chairs at restaurants do not have to be locked up.
Yeah.
The little mom and pop grocery stores, like close to me, all their fruit and vegetable stays outside. They just cover it with a cloth. They don't have to, they have refrigerators with soft drinks and everything like that. It's unlocked. I mean, they don't worry about it. You have entire displays in the bazaar. They're just covered with cloths.
Personally, how I perceive my safety because I'm a hitchhiker, so I perceive my safety through my hitchhiking experiences. And for example, the safest I ever felt is always usually Scandinavia, especially Northern Circle, because I never care if I left my things inside of the car. I'm not scared that someone will run away with my backpack. I'm not scared to leave my things, my belongings, but there are almost no people living. That's the difference. And here I feel exactly the same, or even safer. I just leave my things inside. I don't care. I'm not scared that taxi driver would drive away. I'm not afraid that. Of course, I'm always careful, but it's I feel it in my bones that I'm safe.
Yeah.
And
we don't have assaults here. I can walk at 2 a.m. Not that I do very often, but you can. You don't get robbed. You don't. I mean, it's just we just don't have those issues. As an older woman, I have never felt so safe anywhere.
Can you tell me what are the 3 most dangerous things in Kurdistan?
There are only 3 really dangerous things in Kurdistan. One is crossing multi-lane roads on foot. They don't really understand pedestrian crosswalks, and it's just, that's unpleasant. The second one is walking on sidewalks at night that are not lit. They do not understand sidewalks. They are not flat surfaces in most cases. They are angled, they have steps, they have holes in them, they have rebar sticking up.
Can I get in? When I went In Turkey, the same. It's very similar with the pavements. And actually, when I was to the north of Van, I was walking to one monastery and I snapped my ankle. Like I was so close to just ending my trip.
Yep.
And I completely understand it. And since then, I'm not looking at my phone. When I'm looking at my phone, I'm standing up and I'm not walking. Yeah, so I'm very careful.
It is, yeah. And the third thing that is dangerous here is overeating. The food is good. You go into a restaurant, they serve you enough food for 200. And if you go to a Kurdish family's home, they will just keep refilling your plate whether you ask for it or not. And then they'll say, bukho, bukho, which is eat.
Yeah, so they serve you a lot of food and yet they charge you so little. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Those are the three most dangerous things.
I'm gonna miss this place. Wspaniałe jedzonko. Zaraz pas. Z góry do domu mieliśmy kilkanaście kilometrów, dlatego zaproponowałem, że możemy wrócić autostopem. Długo czekać nie musieliśmy.
Okay, all right. It's
good?
Close enough. We'll go there.
O, zaraz pas.
Where are you from?
Z Kanadina i Polonia.
Zaraz You are another person on my list that I hitchhike with. I'm happy with that. When I was in Van, I met one guy from Chile. When I went to Agdamar Island.
Okay.
And we just hitchhiked back to Van. I was like, let's just hitchhike. And we just stopped the first car, you know?
Really? And they stopped?
Yeah.
I am from Syria.
Serious.
Syria. Rojava?
Rojava.
Oh, okay, yeah. Ashulkim Rojava 2016 2017. Derek.
Amuda.
Okay, Derek, Amuda, Kobani Umembic as Nivisinga.
Zapaliśmy stopa razem w
So
dwójkę.
yeah, he's from Rojava. Kurdish Syria.
Okay.
So he's from Amuda.
Hafdasal as here.
Okay.
Hafdasal.
He's been Dasal. Havda. Okay. So he's been here 17 years.
17 years. I am here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
9 days I am here.
na Roj. Na Roj.
Nuka telvere شو لك يدكن؟
As Andaziaram.
Andaziyar.
People in need. NGO. Gosh, I don't have that one in Kurdish.
Wjeżdżamy już na dół,
Logistic.
do miasta.
Logistic.
Yeah, we got one.
And they were lovely.
It was my first time hitchhiking with anyone from Canada.
Well, there you go.
And especially in Kurdistan. It's like
There aren't that many Canadians here.
points got doubled. Okay. Let's go back to the home. I tak kończy się mój ostatni dzień w Kurdystanie. Pora iść spać, bo rano czeka mnie powrót do Turcji. Do Hakkari wracam tak samo jak przyjechałem. Tym samym autobusem. Powrót był już raczej szybki i przyjemny. Opady śniegu zmalały, więc i droga do granicy minęła dużo szybciej. No ja już jestem na granicy. Kolejka aut. Pewnie z kolejne 5 godzin zleci. O, tu już jest granica w tym miejscu. Tam jest Turcja, a tam Irak. No to czekamy. Na filmie widzicie granicę, a ja podchodzę do okienka, by przybito mi pieczątkę. Wjazd do Turcji jest dłuższy, bo każdy bagaż jest prześwietlany, ale nikt nie robi niepotrzebnych problemów. Zapakowanym po brzegi busem wjeżdżamy do Turcji. Po drodze miało miejsce przeszukanie przez wojsko. Mnie jednak nikt o nic nie pytał. Ruszyliśmy dalej, a jakiś Kurt usnął mi na kolanie.
O, już wróciłem. Ciężka była to przeprawa, ale się udało. I co? W ogóle śniegu nie ma. Tyle śniegu było. Droga była zamknięta, teraz co nic. Ale idę do ziomala mojego. Muszę się kompletnie wyprać, wysprzątać, wszystko wyczyścić i kupić nową kartę SIM. There he is. Oh my god. I feel like I came back home, like to Poland, you know? I'm different man now. Hey bro, good to see you. Amazing.
I tak kończy się ten odcinek oraz moja iracka przygoda. Zostaw suba i widzimy się już za tydzień. Cześć.